Hello, everybody watching this video. My name is Tyler Ellison, and I am very excited today to talk to all of you about astrology. So, FYI, I am not an astrologist by any means, in terms of formal training or education or complementary trainings, other than my own research. Now, it's very fitting, I actually didn't plan this, but I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. So what I want to talk to all of you about today is what the planets in this way reflect to us. Because a lot of people talk about, oh, the planets are influencing this cosmic change, this collective change, and maybe it's making us feel very in love, or very good, or very ambitious, or maybe it's causing us to feel very bad and negative and dark, and we're going into our shadow. So I want to explain through the lens of the co-creator role, astrology, for all of you out there. Now remember, first rule of this perspective is the following. There is no objective reality. There is nothing outside of you that exists outside of you. Everything you see outside of you exists because you can experience it. Because you experience it, it exists. Without you, it does not exist. This is a very important rule to remember in all aspects of life, not just astrology. So let's go deeper now. Because nothing exists outside of us, these planets that are orbiting one another, that are spiraling throughout our galaxy, only do so because we exist. Should we not exist, it would never be. Should one animal on our planet not exist, it would never be. Should one angelic being not exist, it would never be. Should one ET being exist, it would never be. Because everything exists, this is happening. The phenomenon of the planets. Every single life form is responsible for the co-creation of the status quo of our planets and what they are doing and where they are orbiting and how they are orbiting. Now, in relationship to Earth, because we're going to talk about what's relevant here for all of us here on Earth, the planets are spiraling in such a way that is reflecting our collective spirit, our collective soul. The planets reflect our collective consciousness. They are neutral in this way. They have their own characteristics as beings because these are actually beings. These are macro consciousnesses. They're very big, very wise, very old beings. These planets still play a role of neutrality, where they will reveal qualities. They will reveal personality traits. They will reveal aspects of themselves that are in resonance with aspects of us. That's all they're doing. They're like giant mirrors with a little bit of their own flavor, because just like all of us, yes, we are mirrors for one another, but that doesn't mean we are without our own attributes, without our own characteristics. So we are no different from the planets. No different. We are mirrors that are our own beings, connected to the greater being of all that is. Now, when people say, oh, there's this retrograde going on and it's a full moon, and they're saying, oh my goodness, all the way the planets are aligned is bringing up so much, so much darkness is going on in our world because of that, and then the full moon's here amplifying that. Oh, it's such a negative thing, and it's going to be really tough for everybody. When someone is saying this, what's happening is they are taking away their power, and they are placing it in the planets. And now you don't have control of your life, the planets have control of your life. It's the same thing if you're at work and your boss is in a bad mood and someone just got fired, right? It's like, oh my God, we have this big amplifying event causing all of the uncertainty in the workplace because someone just got let go. It's like the full moon. Oh my God, look at that. And then we have the boss being in the bad mood. That is like the attribute of the planet in the negative sense, the negative dynamic. And then everyone's like, oh my God, I have to be on edge. It's very scary and it's going to be very tough. What's happening is people are taking a situation, and even though it has a story, it has context, right? Someone got fired, the boss is in a bad mood. They are taking the control they have over their inner state of being, and they are projecting that into external reality. In other words, they are no longer a co-creator in that lens. They are now just this grass in the wind. And that's appropriate, and it's valid, and it's all right to be a grass in the wind. But remember, we can always zoom our point of view out. And if you realize, there's no objective reality, and nothing exists outside of you, everything exists because of your existence and your perception and experience of such, you can slip back into the co-creator role, realize, okay, my energy is actually emanating my perception of this external reality. I am creating it. That is what is going on. If you want to see it that way, you don't have to. So when you see that, using this analogy again of your boss being in a bad mood and someone got fired, so it looks like a very chaotic situation at work, it will naturally bring up our own fears of being fired or whatever, our own worth, our insecurities about productivity, our insecurities about how valid we are, right? All these things may get triggered, right? But here's the way to alchemically use these situations. To pay attention to the following. How can I now use what reality is presenting me? Fear, negativity, right? Which is coming from within you, but reality is just presenting the stage for that to bubble up within you. That's what's happening. The alchemist says, all right, well, how can I transform this internal lead of fear and negativity into gold? How do I do this? And this is what we are all challenged to do every single day. Anytime you feel a negative emotion, that is your opportunity to be an alchemist and to transform. And should you do that, you will transform whatever life hands you, because it is all clay. It is all something for you to sculpt, because you are God, you are a goddess, you are the infinite all experiencing itself as a singular being, although very soon we are going to see we are more than just a singular being. Collectively, we're moving in this direction very fast, and it's exciting. So, you have the ability to use any situation for self-transformation. That is the takeaway here. Now, let's take a look here again at going back to the bigger picture of astrology, looking at the alignments of the planets, their relationship to one another, their dynamic. This is reflecting our collective spirit, as I've said before, our collective consciousness. Now, our collective consciousness is going through all types of interesting changes. It's going through all types of interesting dynamics. Lessons are being learned. Many of them are very deep-seated ancestral lessons our ancestors have gone through and have not transformed, and now we are transforming it. Our ancestors on Earth and our ancestors off of Earth, all of that is being played out here. We are playing out all of these lessons. All these points of view, because we're connected to all of these things. We exist in other incarnations. We exist as our Earth ancestors. We exist as our ET ancestors. We exist as our ET descendants. Right? We exist as all these things. So when the planets are doing whatever they're doing, it's reflecting an aspect of the collective consciousness. If you are not transforming yourself, overcoming your own shadow, which is linked to the collective shadow, if you're not doing this within yourself as a daily practice of just normal self-growth, self-reflection, that's really all I'm saying here, nothing too special. But look at all of that. If you are not doing that, that means you will contain within you all of the vibrations of that negativity or fear or trauma, and it will be in resonance with the untransformed aspects of our collective. And the planets are just showing us that right now our collective is going through a collective theme, that we are all co-creating. We are doing this. It's not the planets. The planets are just reflecting our qualities. We are doing it. And if you are not transforming those things within yourself, which you see in the collective, that means when the collective is going through, this very intense lesson learning, it will be invoked in you. And you will be prompted to transform it within yourself. And that has been my experience time and time and time and time again. Without exception. All the time. All the friggin' time. Try it on. See how you like it. See how it fits. Now, you can guide the collective. And this is a little different. Most people don't talk about this. You can guide the collective. And what do I mean by guiding the collective? You don't have to wait for the collective to go through its negative transformation to do the same transformation in yourself. So you can look right now at the world and say there's war. Oh, it's so scary, horrible. Right? No one likes war. I'm just being a little playful. No, war is terrible. But you can look at the collective and say, oh my goodness, look at this war. What does that trigger in me? What is my belief, my opinion? What is my opinion about war and how it relates to me? How do I use war in my life? How do I, and you'll understand that you are actually feeding into all of the collective negativity of our theme, of our experience. We all are. And we're all transforming our individual aspects of it. So the whole can transform the aspects. If you decide to work on yourself every day by transforming your shadow and invoking love, unconditional happiness, bliss, passion, euphoria, the things that they talk about in the most ancient texts of, the God realms, when you grow that and you let go of the misperceptions that create the negativity, what will happen is it doesn't matter what the stars are doing. The collective may be going through their collective theme and the stars are reflecting that, the planets are reflecting that. But should you transform yourself, you will be outside of that because you will have already transformed it and now you're just watching your society go through it. That is a way to be an alchemist and to guide the collective, because should you transform all of these things before the collective is really looking into the shadow with a microscope, you are going to be emanating a vibration of the already healed, already transformed state, and you will then be emanating that into the collective so they have something to match. So instead of the collective saying, oh, we're going to repeat the negative lessons, we're going to go through this really difficult road again, you will be emanating a very different vibration saying, you can. I won't stop you. It's your freedom. We all are free. But check it out. I've transformed my own version of that. You all can shift here to this point of view and to all your own individual unique points of view in resonance with the transformation I have done. And you guide the collective. So understand, the planets don't matter unless you have a negative idea within you that does. If you have a negative idea within you that you're using to manifest your reality, the planets will let you know. That's all they're doing. They're just reminding you what's there. It's not because of them. I encourage you to use the perspective of not giving your power away. And to become allies with the planets, because we always talk about, right, the negative attributes. Oh, I'm such a terrible person because I was born on this day with this sign, so I'm really insecure and I'm really this. No. You have light and dark and neutral and all of the three blended as the one, and even more variations. But understand that the planets also possess the positive attributes. The things about yourself that are amazing, that are great. The planets contain this as well. And when you go through these inner transformation processes, your relationships with the planets will change. Mine have. And they will play with you. They will share energy with you. They will help you grow the positive attributes within yourself that are in resonance with their positive attributes. This is a new take on astrology I'm sharing because I don't hear many people talking about it this in depth. A lot of very good people talk about it. The Bishar, Daryl Anka, has talked about it, very good explanations. Sadhguru has talked about it, very good explanations. I'm taking my own steps to elaborate these points of views in accordance with these amazing teachings on astrology provided by these other teachers. So remember, transform yourself. You don't have to wait for the collective to do it. The collective will always reflect you. Remember this, the collective reflects you because it doesn't exist without you. You are God, Goddess creating it. You are co-creating the collective. So when you work on your personal self, you will manifest a different version of the collective consciousness of humanity. And it will shift you into a very powerful, very positive version of that collective within your own reality. And the more you do this, the more you honor this, the more you follow this through by following your passion, joy, and excitement, and every opportunity you have available to you to the fullest you can with zero expectation of any particular outcome, you will shift to a very different version of Earth, reflective of those changes in yourself. I love you all so much, my friends. My name again, Tyler Ellison. If you like these points of view and find them fascinating, find them intriguing, find them inspiring and exciting, those are the more important ones in my three eyes, then I encourage you to message me. I am a teacher and a student of all of you and life itself. So please, if you wish to develop your esoteric arts, your esoteric skills, you want to learn energy healing, you want to learn how to have more energy, you want to learn how to have out-of-body experiences and play in the astral realm, you want to learn how to work with crystals, minerals, you want to learn how to make potions, you want to learn how to make herbal tonics, you want to do all of these things. If this resonates with you, if you're saying, whoa, yeah I do, yeah I do, yeah I do, holy crap, yeah I do, yeah I do, yeah I do, shoot me a little message. I'll play with you. I'm a great friend. I've become a great friend. I've learned many lessons of how not to be a friend through my own actions and observing the actions of others. And I'm thankful to be a friend of all friends, a teacher of all teachers, a student of all students. Thank you all so much. I love you.